again. Whoa, holy shit. All right, so autopilot went a little squirrely on me that time. That was interesting. Okay guys, just a quick video today. I just have a couple things I want to show. The first of which is the current version of the software handling a sharp turn. And what you're going to see is I'm going to go up this road and we're going to make this turn. We'll do it going both ways. In the prior version of the software, it would just kind of barrel through that turn without making any sort of slowdown. Now you're going to see significant braking, or at least regenerative braking, and the car dropping well below the speed that I have it set at in order to make this turn. You'll see that going both ways. And I am on version 2019.20.4.2. Okay, so that seems to be the main release that folks are on. I also have hardware 3, which is confirmed by Tesla. I literally don't think it makes a difference at this point. I think 2.5 and 3 are all doing the same thing. I just state that in case anybody thinks it makes a difference. The other thing I'm going to show, a couple things. I commented in my prior video about how Autopilot seems to make, or not Autopilot, navigation seems to make an error relating to instructions where it relates to traffic circles or roundabouts or whatever you want to call them. I will show the nav that's going to send me down this way, and it will most likely tell me to take the first exit. But you can see the first exit's right there. The second exit is here, which is where we want to go, but it's going to tell me to take the second exit. And the last thing I want to show today is traffic circle behavior on Autopilot. I have not successfully gotten it to go through a traffic circle completely, so coming along here, going around and going through. I imagine it might work if I slowed it down to like 5 miles an hour, but that's not even worth my time, to be honest. But what I have been able to do is get it to work coming this way and just making this right-hand turn. And I've used my blinker to get into the right turn lane here coming down this road, and there's a fairly short window, so if nothing else, it's showing that the lane change is happening much faster than it used to, because there's a very short window for the car to get in that turn lane. And then it actually handles this turn pretty well. I mean, it's a little bit fast maybe, and a little bit jerky, but it handles it and it slows down appropriately. So those are the 3 things we're going to do. So we'll get started. Sorry for the view of my garage door there, but just easiest to sit here in the car and talk. Let's get started. All right, we're going to set Autopilot here. I'll keep it at 40. Typically I go a little slower on this road because it's a fairly busy residential type road, but the reason I'm going to leave it on 40 instead of dropping down to like 38 or 37 is because I really want to demonstrate how the car handles this sharp turn right here. It is going to slow down significantly from 40 miles an hour. I think it'll probably get down in the mid-20s. We'll see how it behaves. I do know it slows. And what you're going to see, obviously, for those that don't know, this line right here, when it's black, you see a teeny bit of black, that means it's actually accelerating or using energy, using battery energy. And when it turns green on this side, it's indicating that it's using regenerative braking in order to recharge the battery. So that's a very good way to see if it's braking for a turn. So we're coming up on the turn. You can see the sharp turn arrows here, and we're at 40, and now it should start braking. You see the big green there, it's braking. Well, that Yahoo's going to pull out in front of me, but there you go. See, we got down to 27, 28. I'll show it again, hopefully without somebody pulling out in front of me, so that you get a better idea. We'll get up here and we'll do it coming the opposite way as well. And maybe we can get it without somebody pulling out in front of me. All right, so now we're going the opposite way. We've got autopilot fully engaged. You can tell by the blue lines here, the blue circle around the speed indicator, and the blue steering wheel. Again, we're going to be going around this sharp turn right here. You see the sun, 25 miles an hour. You're going to see the regenerative braking kick in right before the turn gets sharp. See, now it's slowing down dramatically. It's beautiful. I mean, it's handling this turn roughly as well as a human driver would. It got a little over the lane marker there, but it's just a dramatic improvement from the earlier versions of the software that we had. Before, it was just barreling through that turn. I noticed on the forums that people were saying, even on earlier versions of the software, that their car was slowing down in big turns like that, but mine wasn't. So I don't know if it's just a map update or a software update, or if it has something to do with hardware 3 versus hardware 2.5. So I don't know if it has anything to do with that or not. All right, next what we're going to show is coming up on this traffic circle. You're going to see a right turn lane separate up here. I'm going to use my turn signal to tell Autopilot to get into that lane. And then we're going to watch it actually navigate that right turn of the traffic circle. It was not doing this very well on prior versions. I've got somebody behind me. Let's see if they're patient enough to let me do this. So I'm going to put on my blinker now. You see the lane lines here? So it's going to show up. All right, so it got me in there pretty late, but it got me in there. All right, we took that turn pretty quick, but it did make it, okay? So it did okay in my book. Not great, but it did well enough. All right, we're gonna take another pass at the sharp turn here. You can see I've got my speed set to 40. I'm on full autopilot. You see the blue lines and the blue steering wheel. And we're gonna see again how the car handles a relatively sharp turn. Frankly, it should have slowed down a little bit going through that turn, but that's okay. This car in front of us may slow us down a little bit, but you'll still see the regenerative braking. That's a hard word to say. All right, good. He's out of my way. So you can see the regenerative braking as we approach this turn. Again, a sharp turn. You see the sign there warning to slow down to 25. It's also a bad intersection to run through. I run through it nearly every morning. All right, so you see the full slowdown here takes us to 31. Okay, it's going over this line quite a bit, but that's okay. I mean, it seems to do better going the other way than this way. I'd say we did get a little bit over that yellow line, but not horrible. So I've put my blinker on, and you see it sees the dotted line. Now it's slowing down significantly. All right, I'm gonna see if it sees that car. It does not. I had to slow down. All right. So that's interesting. So that car was coming in. It obviously was not going to stop for it. So that was a little bit scary. Things that are important to highlight there. First and foremost, as I mentioned, this version of Autopilot is not advertised or designed to go through traffic circles. Okay, so clearly I'm pushing the limits here, and that's okay. But I just want to get that out of the way. It's not what it's intended to do, period. Second of all, when I put on the blinker, it then noticed the dotted line, so it noticed that I had the ability to change lanes, and it did change lanes. And that was a relatively short window of time to get into the right turn lane, so I feel like it handled that well. And then lastly, where it failed is there was a car coming through the traffic circle, which it could not detect and did not detect. And I'm guessing it would not have allowed us to hit that vehicle. It probably would have applied the brake very abruptly as it noticed that car was there. But I just didn't want to risk it, so I took over. We'll try it again, see what happens. All right, so we're slowing down, not due to the cars. Again, whoa, holy shit. All right, so autopilot went a little squirrely on me that time. That was interesting. I do not know what caused that. I don't know if it was the car in the left-hand turn lane. All right, well, got a few folks joining the fray here. Stay there. Thank you. All right, I'm going to put on my blinker. It's going to see the dotted line here. Maybe. Yep, it does. It slows down. It changes lanes. All right, now it's going to barrel through this turn a little fast, but completely hands off. That's beautiful. I mean, look, it went through a little quick, but it handled it right. Now, as we saw before, you obviously cannot do that if there's a car coming through the traffic circle. It is not going to pick up that car. Or let me say it differently, I didn't have big enough balls to wait to see if it was going to pick up that car. I have a feeling it would have slammed on brakes and not caused a collision, but just not worth it, so I took over. But at least you got to see how it handles it. It was pretty impressive, actually. When the lane opened, it slowed down, changed lanes, and then it went through the turn a little fast, but it got through it. Okay, so all right, next up we're going to show the error that navigation makes going through a traffic circle. It's going to tell me to take the first exit when in reality I need to take the second exit. And it does this. It's not just this traffic circle. You can watch the video I posted earlier this week and see that it does it on another traffic circle. But frankly, it's done it on most traffic circles that makes this error. I've seen it work appropriately once or twice, but more often than not, it makes this error. So, something they need to work out. All right, so as you can see, we're going to go straight here, and we're going to hit the traffic circle. We're going to take not the first exit, we're going to take the second exit and go down Bryant Farms Road. Unless the navigation this particular time makes a liar out of me, it's going to tell me to take the first exit, as it always does, instead of the second exit. And it does this on almost every traffic circle that I've been in, not just this one or not just one or two. I've seen it work appropriately, I don't know, once or twice, so I would say nearly every time it makes this mistake of telling you which exit to make. Not a huge deal, just obviously something they need to work out, right?
Now enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
Ah, there it went. First exit, not the second exit. I thought I talked over it, I did not. So, as I'm going to demonstrate in the traffic circle, that right there is the first exit. This is the second exit. I'm going to loop around, we're going to do it again. That's the second exit. This would be the third exit, otherwise known as a U-turn.
Now turn right onto Community Commons Lane. In 500 feet, enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
No, ma'am. Second exit. Second exit is what we need. All right, so
now
here we go.
enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
First exit. Not where we want to go. We want to go here. Second exit. All right, we'll get another crack at the turn, the sharp turn going this way. As we've seen in our previous attempts, taking the sharp turn coming the opposite way from coming this way instead of going that way. It was getting on the yellow line or maybe slightly over the yellow line. Going this way, it seems to handle it better. Not sure why, but it does handle it a little bit better. Got little bit of braking there. I don't know if it was confused by that car or what. All right, so here we go, coming up on the sharp turn. Watch for the regenerative braking. I cannot say that word. All right, so it's slowing down nicely. It's gonna take this turn. Oh, it failed because of that car there, I believe. Or maybe I just got nervous and held the wheel, I don't know. So, if this video has done anything, it's helped me realize that it's not as great at that turn as I previously thought it was. It's failed at least twice today. I'm not, like I said, I'm not sure if it was going to complete that turn appropriately or not. But I did have a firm hand on the wheel on the left side, and I kind of feel like maybe I just inadvertently stopped it from turning too far left and kind of overpowered the wheel. I don't think it would have obviously run into that car that was there, but I'd be curious.
500 feet, turn right onto Valentine Commons Park.
I'd be curious to see how it behaved had I not let it go, but obviously safety first, right? This is another weird scenario, right? I'm just trying to get in this lane and the car's almost come to a complete stop because of those cars right there. Not the end of the world, just an area that it could perform a little better, I think. All right, so thanks everyone for watching. We talked through 3 areas today: the sharp turn, how it handles the right turn in the traffic circle. We had some successes and failures on both, and then I also showed how the navigation guidance gives the wrong exit number, the first exit out of the traffic circle, when it should have been saying the second exit out of the traffic circle. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please feel free to comment below with any thoughts that you have, or any additional comments, or anything else you'd like to see me demonstrate. I've got some videos coming up that I'm going to do on some roads that are fairly hilly and curvy, to see how it handles going over a crest, how it handles sharp turns on some roads that aren't super well marked in terms of lane markers. So that'll be coming up. If you enjoyed this video, please hit subscribe so you don't miss future videos. And as I said before, I'm always open to comments, suggestions for future videos, things I could improve on, or things you would like to see. So feel free to leave a comment. Thanks a lot.